Hello everyone and welcome to this very late video. I am the Dominator of the World and this is Tol Barad. And if you're wondering why it looks like a prison, it's because it is. In fact, it's several prisons situated on one island. Either the prisons are extremely small and have very few prisoners, or this is a huge island. On the map there are 3 prisons, and there are also 3 guard towers. I will explain the guard towers later, but right now it's time for some fighting. What you have to do basically in Tol Barad is capture the 3 main prisons, and when you capture them, you win. Unfortunately, it's still almost impossible to do that. Right now the Horde is on defense, and the Alliance is attacking, so guess who's gonna win? The Horde, of course. This is possibly the worst Battleground Blizzard has ever created because the amount of imbalance in it. It's just incredible how impossible it is to win. The only time the Alliance can have this Battleground is whenever the Horde just give it up because they're either don't have enough players because everyone's gone to bed, or they just don't feel like keeping it anymore. But usually the latter doesn't happen very much. So right now, we've basically zerged the Warden's Vigil, which is the prison I'm in right now. We've zerged it so they cannot take it like they usually do. This one is usually the first one that everybody takes, but they can't because all of our players are here. I realize this and start to move on because there's really no point in zerging a place and staying there while you're trying to make a good video of Tol Barad. So I'm gonna go by myself, and the only the only way you can lose in Tol Barad is if all the players in your raid start to fight in the streets instead of defending or capturing prisons, which I'm about to do because really it's early on in the battleground. There's no point why I should not do it. So I'm gonna attack this mage, which seemingly was AFK but came back once he heard me killing him. Froze himself so he could get his bearings. Now he's gonna unfreeze himself, blink away, and I'm gonna have to chase after him. I luckily am able to kill him before I get killed because some of his friends come to help, another mage and a pally. So he looks like a frost mage, so I was actually kind of surprised he didn't use any shields or his pet. Alright, I'm gonna vanish and cheap shot him again. Yeah. Alright, he's dead. Now it's my turn to die. Alright, now that I've died, it gives me a perfect example to show you the towers and explain to you what they do. Actually, as you can see, there's a slow fall once you, fall. Which is good, otherwise everybody would be taking huge amounts of damage from their fall. Alright, so here's gonna be one of the towers. It's the bottom one. And what the towers do, basically, in Tol Barad, they add on to the time the battleground takes. Because originally, the TB takes 15 minutes, and if you destroy these towers with siege weapons, you get 5 more minutes added to the time. Which I think is unbelievably unfair. I think Blizzard should take away the time, because 30 minutes is just way too long without any change in result, which usually happens. It's just a waste of time. And personally, I have better things to do than waste 30 minutes waiting for an expected result. I could be doing heroics or anything else. Now, Blizzard's argument might be that if they don't have extra time, then there's absolutely no chance of winning, because they need the extra time so they have a better chance of capturing more prisons. Well, in that case, I have to say it's still a waste of time because it's still unbelievably impossible to win this, even with 30 minutes of time. Most of the time in this TB, it's gonna be a 30-minute battle, and there's only gonna be one prison captured the entire time. It's a complete waste of time, and Blizzard either needs to change the time, making it shorter and only 15 minutes, and then they have to make some way to make this entire battleground balance. That way it'll work. But of course Blizzard is not going to do that. I've heard some recent news that they have changed it and they've made it balanced, but I still don't see it. It's still the same as always. In the beginning of Cataclysm, TB was more, well, it wasn't fair, because everybody would win trade, since we got 1800 honor points for winning. So that's not fair. But the fair part was that everybody would win TB like every other time or something like that. And then they'd have access to all the quests that are on this part of the island, because it's a joint island. There's 2 islands joined together by a bridge. And there are daily quests you can do here, which give you reputation with, what's his name? Garrosh Hell, or something like that, I forgot. Oh look, I'm a frog! Yes! I love hexes, they're so fun. I can jump backwards! Alright, fun's over. Let's go kill some more. Anyways, as I was saying, there are daily quests that raise your reputation with, I've forgotten the name completely. However, they also give you these certain tokens that you can use as currency to buy really good weapons for. It looked like it was for PvE, which was strange since this is a PvP area, but they also have some pretty cool accessories, miscellaneous stuff, and last but not least, they have 2 awesome mounts. One is a see-through wolf. I forgot the actual name, but it's Celestial Wolf. That's it. So it's basically one of those see-through silver wolves, which are really cool. The other one is a Dragon of the East Wind, which is one of the few new dragons in Cataclysm. I'm personally saving up for that dragon because it looks freaking amazing. Most of the time in this battleground I'm going to be spending here in the southeastern prison, whose name I've forgotten, and I can't really see on the map, so whatever. I should also say, as a side note, that I am not showing you the entirety of the TB battle I was in. The reason? Because it was an incredibly long amount of 30 minutes, and Fraps was going crazy because my computer went incredibly laggy whenever I entered TB. Which is strange. I guess my computer is dying because it used to never do that. I really need to get a new one. Oh, I remember saying that like 5 months ago. Oh well. Hopefully one will just pop up from the sky, because I really need a good one. This one has lived its days. Alright, so the Alliance is doing a fairly good job at trying to take the prisons. However, of course it's not going to work. They are going to manage to take this one soon because they zerg it. That is the only way someone can take a prison. And they can't keep it, because once they zerg it, they have to send most of the party, most of the raid group, to another prison so that they can capture that. So only around 5 to 10 raid members are left for defense. And what the defender basically has to do is just zerg every single thing they take. And then they can just keep one prison at the very least the entire time, making them the victors. That is why TB is impossible, and that is why it is possibly the worst battleground ever. This is basically like Wintergrasp. In time, it happens every 2 hours. It's a set battleground. And personally, I have to say Wintergrasp was better. Not just because it had siege weapons that you could actually destroy with other cannons, but because it was simply less chaotic, it was more fair. I mean, it was 30 minutes in Wintergrasp too, but the thing is, it wouldn't end in 30 minutes. It would end in like 5 to 10 minutes, because it was so fair. People could win at Wintergrasp. So, unlike Wintergrasp TB, you can't win, so it ends up going for 30 minutes. I'm probably never doing TB again after this. And right now it only gives you 360 honor points, so it's really not worth it. I mean, I understand why Blizzard put 360 honor points, because everybody exploited the 1800 honor points, but now it's just not worth it, waiting 30 minutes for 360 honor points, which you could get if you just did random battlegrounds for the same amount of time. Or at least you could get close to it. Right now I'm taking out the siege weapons because they're trying to destroy the southern tower, and that would add on to their points. They've already destroyed one tower, so it's basically a 20-minute battle right now. And soon they're going to destroy this one too. There's simply too many siege weapons, and I honestly still don't know where to get the siege weapons. So, they seem to appear out of thin air. The Alliance is eventually gonna destroy all of the watchtowers here, and it's gonna end up being a 30-minute battle, which again is why I'm not showing you all of it. I'm only showing you the relatively good parts. Alright, so I think I've basically told you everything there is about TB, all the description, all the little stuff that is needed to know if it is going to be your first time in TB. Alright, right about now, Fraps was going crazy. It was either that or it's going crazy right now while I'm commentating. I think it's the latter. In which case, I'm not going to be able to keep up since it's lagging so much. However, I remember a month ago, whenever there was still wind trading going on, all the bodies that would be dead on the floor. Because even though there was wind trading going on, everybody would still fight, at least on my realm. And so there'd be tons of bones from released spirits. Tons of them. And it'd be just so cool. I used to like TB back then. Even though there was a bit of wind trading going on my realm, it wasn't to the extremity of all the other realms, as far as I've heard. It was still rather fun. And of course, there was a fair amount of winning and losing. So everybody got access to all the daily quests. However, it looks like it's time for me to go. So, thank you guys for watching. Thumbs it up if you like it, and thumbs it down if you don't. I will see you next time.